Hey there, friend. I'm glad you're here with me today. Let's just sit for a moment, wherever you are. Maybe you're sipping your morning coffee, or walking through a quiet park, or just curled up on the couch with the world outside humming along. I've been thinking a lot lately about something that feels both heavy and light at the same time. It's about pain, about healing, about the way our bodies and minds seem to whisper to us when we're finally still enough to hear. So come along with me. Let's wander through this together. No rush, just a slow conversation about what it means to really listen to ourselves. I remember a time in my own life when everything seemed to come to a screeching halt. I'd been running, always running, not just physically, but in my head. Work, worries, plans, the endless to-do list that never seemed to shrink. And then, one day, my body just stopped me. It wasn't dramatic, not like a car crash or anything. It was quieter, a deep ache that wouldn't let up, a tiredness that sank into my bones. I had no choice but to sit with it. And in that stillness, a question kept bubbling up. Is my body just some kind of machine I've been pushing too hard? Or is there something wiser, something deeper, trying to get my attention? I think we've all been taught to look outside ourselves for answers. You feel off, so you reach for a pill to dull the ache. You can't sleep, so you grab something to knock you out. And I'm not saying there's no place for that. Sometimes those things are a lifeline, and I'm grateful they exist. But I've started to wonder if we've forgotten something older, something that's been with us all along. It's like a quiet intelligence inside, waiting for us to slow down and listen. Not to fight or fix, but just to be with what's there. Does that resonate with you at all? Have you ever felt like your body was trying to tell you something you couldn't quite hear? Let me share a story I came across a while back that stuck with me. It's about a man named Joe Dispenza. At just 23, his life changed in an instant. A horrible accident that left his spine shattered, 8 vertebrae broken. The doctors were clear. Without surgery, he'd never walk again, and even with it, a wheelchair might be his future. I can't imagine hearing those words at that age. Can you? But Joe did something unexpected. He said no to the surgery, not because he didn't trust the doctors, but because he started asking himself a different kind of question. He thought, when I was forming in my mother's womb, who built my spine? No surgeon was there, no blueprint was drawn up, and yet my body knew exactly what to do. So if that kind of intelligence could create me from nothing, couldn't it also mend what's broken? Lying there, unable to move, he started to imagine, not just daydreaming or hoping, but really seeing it in his mind, his spine rebuilding itself piece by piece. He didn't stop there, though. He pictured himself after the healing, walking, dancing, feeling the joy of moving freely again. 12 weeks later, he walked back into that hospital on his own 2 feet. I'm not telling you this as some kind of miracle to chase or copy. I just keep coming back to it as a reminder that maybe there's more to us than we realize. That maybe our bodies and minds can respond in ways we don't fully understand when we give them our attention, our belief, our patience. I've been playing with this idea myself lately, not in such a dramatic way, but in small, quiet moments. Like when I'm feeling overwhelmed, I'll close my eyes for just a few minutes and picture myself calm, grounded, like I'm standing on solid earth with the wind just brushing past me. It's not about pretending everything's fine when it's not. It's more about giving my mind and body a little nudge, a little space to remember what calm feels like. Have you ever tried something like that? Just sitting with a picture in your mind of how you want to feel, not how you do right now? And here's something else I've noticed. Gratitude sneaks into this in the most unexpected way. I used to think gratitude was just saying thank you for the big stuff, like a sunny day or a kind word, but it's deeper than that. It's like a shift in how you see everything. I started trying it out after a particularly rough stretch a few years ago. I'd wake up feeling heavy, like the day was already too much, and I'd force myself to notice something, anything. The warmth of my blanket, the sound of birds outside, even if they were annoying at 5 a.m. And slowly, it's like my mind stopped zooming in on everything that felt wrong and started to see what was still there, still okay. I didn't know it at the time, but I've since learned that this kind of thing actually changes the way your brain works. It's not just a feel-good trick. It's like rewiring yourself to notice the steady ground under your feet, even when the storm's raging. Isn't that kind of amazing, that something so simple could be so powerful? But I'll be honest with you, it's not always easy to get there. Sometimes I'll catch myself slipping back into old patterns, worrying about what's missing or what's next. And that's when I remind myself that it's okay to take time with this. Healing, whether it's a physical ache or a heaviness in your heart, doesn't happen on a deadline. I read somewhere that it can take 30, even 45 minutes of just breathing deeply, of focusing, before your nervous system really starts to settle, before it shifts from that tense, on-edge feeling to something softer, something safer. I've tried it myself on those restless nights, sitting in the dark, just breathing in and out, not forcing anything. And sure enough, after a while, I feel this quietness spread through me. It's not magic, it's just time, giving myself permission to not rush. Speaking of breathing, have you ever noticed how much it changes everything? I mean, we do it all day without thinking, but when you slow it down, really pay attention to it, it's like flipping a switch in your body. I started noticing this a few years back when I was dealing with a lot of stress. My stomach was always in knots and I couldn't figure out why. Then I stumbled on this idea that deep, slow breaths can signal to your body that it's safe, that it can relax. It's tied to something called the vagus nerve. I'm not going to get all sciencey on you, but basically, it's like a messenger between your brain and your gut, telling everything to calm down. So I started trying it, breathing in for a count of 5, out for a count of 7. And I swear, after a few minutes, I could feel my shoulders drop, my stomach ease up. It's like my body was waiting for me to remember how to do this. And that brings me to something else I've been mulling over. The gut. I've always thought of it as just the place where food goes, you know? But it turns out it's so much more than that. It's like a second brain, tied to how we feel, how we think. I've read that most of our serotonin, that feel-good chemical, actually comes from the gut, not the head. So when it's out of balance, when we're stressed or eating in a way that doesn't nourish us, it's no wonder we feel off. I've started paying more attention to this lately, not just with what I eat, but how I eat. I've been drawn to those old traditional foods, things like yogurt or fermented pickles that my grandmother used to make. They're not just tasty, they seem to help keep things in balance down there. But I've noticed something else too. It's not just about the food, it's about the state I'm in when I eat. If I'm anxious or rushing, even the healthiest meal doesn't seem to settle right. But if I'm calm, if I'm present, it's like my body knows how to take it in better. Have you ever felt that? Like your mood changes how your body handles even something as basic as a meal? I guess what I'm circling around here is this idea that healing, real deep healing, doesn't come from just one thing. It's not just about popping a pill to quiet the noise or forcing yourself to think positive when you're not feeling it. It's more like a conversation with yourself, isn't it? A slow, patient one. I think of it like cleaning a room that's been messy for too long. You can spray something to cover up the smell, make it seem fine for a little while, but if you don't get to the source, if there's something hidden under the clutter that's causing the problem, it's just going to keep coming back. I've had moments like that in my own life, where I've tried to push down a feeling or ignore an ache, only to have it show up again in a different way. And I've started to ask myself, not how do I make this go away, but what's this trying to show me? There's this balance, though, that I'm still figuring out. I don't want to pretend everything's okay when it's not. I've tried that before, telling myself I'm fine, I'm healed, when I'm clearly not, and it just makes me feel worse, like I'm lying to myself. So instead, I've been trying to hold both things at once. Like, yes, I'm struggling right now, this hurts or this feels heavy, and also I'm moving towards something different. I'm learning to breathe a little deeper, to rest a little more, to trust that I'm not stuck here forever. It's not about rejecting where I am, it's about letting it be there while I keep walking forward. Does that make sense to you? I'd love to know how you navigate those in-between spaces in your own life. I think one of the most comforting things I've come to realize is that we're not broken, even when it feels like we are. I used to look at my struggles, whether it's a physical pain or just a day when my mind won't stop spinning, and think something's wrong with me. But now, I'm starting to see it differently. Maybe these moments aren't just obstacles, maybe they're invitations to grow, to expand, to become something new. Not because suffering is noble or anything like that, but because it's through the hard stuff that we sometimes find a deeper kind of strength, a quieter kind of knowing. Before we part ways today, I want to leave you with a little thought, a soft invitation. This isn't about instant fixes or big dramatic changes. It's just about remembering that there's something in you, something wise, something patient, that already knows how to heal, how to find balance. Maybe it's been waiting for you to slow down enough to hear it. So give yourself a little time this week, maybe a few minutes in the morning to just breathe, to notice how your body feels. Maybe a moment to think of one small thing you're grateful for, even if it's just the warmth of the sun on your skin. Feed yourself something that feels nourishing, not just for your stomach, but for your soul. And then trust that whatever's inside you, this quiet intelligence that built you from the very start, is still there, ready to guide you if you let it. I'm so glad we got to sit together like this. I'll be back soon with more stories, more thoughts, more little pieces of what I'm learning along the way. Until then, take care of yourself, okay? I'm rooting for you, wherever you are.